for a few years at Zombie Prom. By the way, I'm Sherry Poppins. I'm your host for the night. Hi, I'm Max, but many people know me as Sherry Poppins, mother of the House of Poppins. I started doing drag my freshman year of college. Actually, my orientation leader at Purchase was, at the time, like probably one of the bigger, if not the biggest drag queen at Purchase. Her name was Miss Jade. She's not like officially my drag mom, but I kind of call her that, and it's like my little joke with her because she was the one that got me into drag, and then after a semester, graduated. So I was mostly left to fend for myself, but we joke around about it. And I started the House of Poppins, I think, my third year. I did 5 years at Purchase, but it was either my third or fourth year I started when my best friend at the time, Danny, had wanted to do drag, and I taught him about drag and kind of the basics with, makeup and performance and walking in heels and all of that, and he took the name Dahlia Black, and so he was my daughter, my first daughter, which basically is just when a more veteran drag queen, I guess, like, literally raises someone else to do drag and teach them about the basics and stuff like that. And then the next semester following that, another good friend of mine, Reed, and someone else named Chase, they both wanted to do drag around the exact same time, and I was close with all of them, and Danny was becoming close with them, so we all just became one big happy family, and I became their mother, so to speak. But Sherry Poppins, my name, comes from the double entendre that I came up with for her to describe, I would say, her personality. And it's a mixture of Mary Poppins, because she can be very maternal and nurturing and caring about those that she loves. And then also cherry popping, for reasons I'm sure I don't have to mention. So that's kind of basically what her character is. I mean, as a Gemini, I have Gemini pride, whatever. So I wanted it to be a cute little play on words with her name, and I think it perfectly describes her character. Because sometimes I could do numbers that are very like theatrical and campy and dramatic, or sometimes I can just do, I could do the splits, the drops, the back bends, all that. So kind of depends on my mood, I guess. But what I love about my house is that we're all very different and very eclectic. Dahlia Black, my first daughter, she gives you very fierce, like top 40s hits with like a little bit of like a vindictive kind of attitude, if that's how I could explain it. She's very like Desperate Housewives meets like I don't know how to describe her, actually. She's very like Desperate Housewives meets like one of those shows that you'd see on like one of those police shows where like the wife ends up killing the husband, and then says he went jogging and they never saw him again. It's very perplexing, very like a dark version of Desperate Housewives. She's got that like ritzy wine mom meets like I might also kill you kind of vibe. It's really fun. Lindsay Blohan is totally a mess. That one's my friend Reed. She is such a genius when it comes to her artistic references, and a lot of her performances lately are very politically driven. So she is kind of really just like this out there, willing to experiment, willing to say, F you to the gender binary when it comes to drag, and really like put herself out there and do new wave drag, which I've always appreciated. And now with Sasha having just won Drag Race, there's kind of a larger platform for gender non-binary and for I guess not as normal of drag, if that's a way that you could say it. But I love my family very much, and it's funny because we all started as best friends, and of course we are, but the bond becomes more than that after a while. It becomes like actual friendship. So actual family. I care for them as family, and it's likewise. We created our own family, and it's very special to me. And even though Danny and I are both alumni, and Reed will be a senior, we still get together in Brooklyn and do shows sometimes. I do a show once a month. And then I guest perform at other shows in Brooklyn. Same with Danny when he can get down to the city from where he is. Reed lives in Virginia, but when he is in New York at school, he is always down and also doing great shows at Purchase. So we've trying to develop a name for ourselves slowly but surely. We just love drag a lot in all types of drag, and we love each other very much and we support each other. And I think that it's so important to have that kind of community within a bigger community that is the drag community.
Yesterday was the first Pussyland ever.
Pussy.
I just want to thank everyone for like helping make this dream of mine become real, and helping all drag kings and queens of all different levels like to be able to just like have the freedom to have a venue to like experiment and like do them and like find themselves through the art of drag. Like that's beautiful, and thank you for supporting.
You can leave a tip at the door. There's a charity box.
Right there.
Yeah.
This is not covered by MSAP. We got a bucket in the front.
Yeah,
We
we
drop your coins.
Yes, bitch. Yeah, you can give me head.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There ain't no bucket. But anyway.
I'm very thankful. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. Thanks.
Would you work for me? I have got to get through to a good friend.
Between science and superstition, there is another world, the world of darkness.
My name is Nick, and I perform under the name of Antonio Banderas. He is my drag persona. I created him about 3 years ago, I think, when I first started 4 years now, when I first started going to school. I was always really interested in drag, and I just was wondering why there wasn't any outlet for femme people to do drag, because I thought that the only kind of drag you could do was being a drag queen. And so I don't know what I was watching. I think I was watching this video on BuzzFeed. Yes, good old BuzzFeed. And it showed Drag Kings, and Landon Cider was on, and then I started looking up all of Landon Cider's videos, and I got really, really excited, so I started doing makeup on myself, and it kind of kicked off from there. I mean, I did do some masculine makeup in high school on Halloween and stuff. I think a lot of drag performers get their start as a Halloween king, queen, you know, whatever, queen. But I really didn't start going out and performing or anything until last year. And it has given me an avenue to explore my creativity more than I thought possible, because I thought that I could only do it through drawing and sewing. I mean, I've made costumes for as long as I can remember. I went to school for fashion before I went to Purchase, so I was like, oh, well, this gives me a chance to express all of that in a character.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Now it's dark, and you seem to have lost him, but you're hopelessly lost yourself. Stranded with a murderer, you creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg, it's caught in a bear trap.
Gnawing off your leg. Quiet, quiet. Slip into the cottage. Now you're on the doorstep. Sitting inside, Shia LaBeouf, sharpening an axe. Shia LaBeouf, but he doesn't hear you enter. Shia LaBeouf, you're sneaking up behind him. Strangling superstar Shia LaBeouf, fighting for your life with Shia LaBeouf, wrestling a knife from Shia LaBeouf, stabbing in his kidney.
I'm in daily life, I'm a pretty shy person. Like, I'm not super outgoing or flirty or sexual. I'm very reserved, and when I become Antonio, I am not a completely different person. I'm just the uninhibited version of myself, and it feels really wonderful to be able to paint on some facial hair and, you know, just get all gussied up in masculine attire and shake my ass. It's just really, really fun, and it's given me a newfound confidence that I didn't know that was in me. So I just find for myself that being Antonio is something that I should have done a longer time ago, because maybe it would have made me confident in myself sooner. But it's been an amazing experience, you know, coming out and performing with other people who do drag as well. Kings, queens, queens. It's been just an amazing experience, I think, to perform with like-minded people who are really open about gender expression, gender identity, sexual expression. And through doing drag, I've realized that, like, my gender is totally fluid. Like, for the longest time, I felt very awkward and insecure in myself, but whenever I'm Antonio, I feel like I'm able to express myself in equal parts feminine and masculine, and even sometimes as neither at all. So it just, he has given me a lot of avenues to portray myself in a way that I never thought possible. And through doing drag, my best friend and I, we actually started doing drag together. I did drag first. I was the first one to dress up and go out and perform. He didn't come to my first show, but he came to my other one, so that made me happy. But yeah, then now I have drag children. So he was my drag daughter. My best friend was my drag daughter. And so I have a house, and having a drag house is really cool. Like, you help other people learn and be comfortable in themselves, and you just kind of share your wisdom. And, you know, sometimes you meet other people and combine houses, and it's a really great way to meet like-minded people and be your complete self without having to conform to, oh, well, you have to do it this way, you have to do it this way. There's no set way to do drag, and I feel like that is something that I wouldn't have learned if I hadn't started doing it myself. I think that doing drag isn't the only way to learn how to be your uninhibited self. Obviously, you can do a lot of different things, but for me, becoming Antonio, the process of taping and putting my hair in positions that I didn't even know my hair could do, because I've got this long mop and I put it all on top of my head, and then, you know, facial hair and packing, it's all a fun experience, and it's like becoming another person, but you're not, because it's already you. So I just think that I don't know what I would be doing right now with my life if I hadn't found drag, because I almost was going to give up on costume design and costuming, but it kind of reignited that fire that I had for that. When I would dress up as Antonio, make him costumes. He's also helped me, you know, totally be my authentic self. Like, I finally started coming out to friends and family about my gender identity and sexual orientation. Like, I mean, I told my parents, oh, I think I'm bi, whatever, when I was a teenager. But now, as a 22-year-old, I'm like, oh yeah, telling literally everyone I know, I'm pansexual, I'm gender fluid. And it's great, because I feel comfortable to do that, and the people support me, and I feel like drag has brought me those people. So we'll see what the future holds for Antonio Banderas and the House of Banderas. Yeah.
Safe at last from Shia LaBeouf.
You limp into the dark woods, blood oozing from your stuck leg. But you've won. You have beaten